Nāmai no tātou, welcome to the refurbishment of the Women's Room, Select Committee Room 5. I'm Lewis Wall, I'm the co-chair of CWP.
And I'm Jo Hayes, and I'm the other co-chair of CWP, and it's great to have all the ladies who helped to refurbish our beautiful new Women's Room.
So this refurbishment really does tell our story about our place here at New Zealand's Parliament.
We've made a lot of progress since 1919, but there's a long way to go, and I pay tribute to the first women who stood as candidates, and they paved the way for the first election of a woman MP, Elizabeth McCombs.
Being the first must have been really, really hard. I remember seeing the press headline, Elizabeth McCombs, first woman Member of Parliament, gets sworn in tomorrow, will she wear a hat? Oh. So I often reflect on how hard that must have been to be a serious woman with lots of really big policy ambitions and to be trivialised like that, and she just put up with it.
I'm really proud to be a Māori woman in Parliament. I'm the first Māori woman to be a Minister of Māori Development and the first Māori woman to wear a mokokauwai into Parliament. So for all those reasons, you know, it's an opportunity to signal to the next generation that Parliament is a place for all New Zealanders.
Being the first Korean woman to be elected into New Zealand Parliament is an absolute honour. It took a long time for the first ever Asian person to be elected. That was Honourable Pansy Wong, and opened the doors for all of us. And I think when people sort of realise that New Zealand is in fact a diverse country, it is actually a multicultural country, and there are so many other diverse women, and we need to actually celebrate that.
When I was elected, and it was a little bit of a surprise to me, I ended up becoming the very first refugee to be elected into New Zealand's Parliament. I realise that means a lot to the people who've never had a voice, and that's what this place is about.
It's a real privilege to be the first Indian-born woman New Zealand Member of Parliament. I'm really proud of the way various ethnicities live together side by side here in New Zealand.
We celebrate the fact that there's been 150 women MPs, but actually we need to go further back and acknowledge the camellia behind us. And the suffragists.
I'm wearing my camellia that has my number 74 on the back of it. It's become quite a strong symbol for women's suffrage and the role that women are playing now in our democracy.
There was this anecdote about the suffrage movement and the meetings, and somebody said, are we going too fast? Maybe we're pushing too fast for change and people aren't ready for this. And somebody apparently stood up and said, well, you know, some people have to run so others can walk. This is a room about celebrating the people who got up and ran even when society wasn't quite ready for them.
The first time I went into the suffrage room, that was where we were able to, among the women of this place, support each other in women's issues internationally and nationally.
When you come into this room, you immediately feel the history and the breakthroughs that women have made, not just in Parliament, but actually in lots of other ways as well. But I get inspiration through the strength of those women.
When I saw that room, I was so impressed. It's such a beautiful room. That room actually reminds us of the hard work of suffragists.
You know, they're ordinary people doing extraordinary things, and their gender didn't stop them.
And I think the opening of the refurbished room is going to be really a great experience, because this is something that women have done. We've taken care of the decor of it, and there's part of it that's quite spectacular.
Women make up more than half the population in New Zealand. To actually have Parliament that represents New Zealand population is actually very important.
New Zealand is a wonderful exemplar of proving to the rest of the world that we can be inclusive of diversity, but more importantly of gender.
So the fact that there is a room dedicated to women who have taken up the challenge means a lot for those of us that follow in their footsteps.
We can celebrate in the political space because of the suffrage movement in the country that gave women the right to vote. We were the first.
It's been an absolute privilege to be involved in the redesigning of the room to reflect the long history of many, many women. So it's important that we acknowledge them and celebrate the diversity that we not only have in Parliament, but as a reflection of the diversity in our New Zealand society.
So this room is hoping to showcase our first woman MP, our first Māori woman MP, Iriaka Ratana, our ministers, prime ministers, and really does showcase and highlight, I guess, the diversity of representation representing the people of New Zealand.